Hey everyone, and welcome to my footage of the WA Doubles 2023. First off, I'll introduce my partner here. This is Toby Kynaston, and he's the other half of the biggest dogs. We're here on hole 16 of the 16 hole layout we're using for the WA Doubles. This is an uphill par 4. It's pretty forgiving, although it's not really eagleable, but we want to be starting off with the birdie on this one, and probably called one of the must-gets on the course. Toby goes a bit left, I pump a roll away up there, leave us some sort of upshot. Toby was going first on all the shots, and then I was giving it a run. If he would put it close, it would give me the green flag to give the chains a bit of a scare. Not that time though, I went straight over the top, so we took Toby's. And unfortunately, first putt, Toby hits the tray, but that's alright.
I'm sorry.
That's why I'm here, to step up and make putts. Started off with a birdie. So we're back at hole 1 here now. It's pretty much just a straight backhand over a little bit to the right, or you just throw a forehand. Toby parked it, so I was going Venom ace run, and it was actually looking pretty good, unless it hit the tree. But that tree just gobbles discs up, you can't really get through it. 2 down through 2. This is the first temp hole, so this is hole 2 of the layout. It's pretty straight, but it finishes a bit to the right. It's probably about 100 metres. Toby put that pretty close, it was about 10 metres right. I shanked mine left a bit, but I got quite lucky, and that actually ended up closer than Toby's, and it slid up, and we have about 6 metres left, and I'll go ahead and tap that in very left side. But 3 down through 3, so really an ideal start for the biggest dogs here.
Oh, yeah.
All the holes out here at Alexander Heights are quite attackable, so we want to be getting as many birdies as we can, and bogeys will just completely ruin your round. Toby laces a great drive on hole 3 here. It's just about 120 metre par 4, maybe a little bit further, but you can't really get there. I decided to go aggressive and slipped a bit, but we're just throwing up shots here. That tree's about 8 metres short of the basket, so we both chumped that up a little bit. Had a bit of work to do in the left-right headwind putt, but no worries for Toby. That'll get us to neg 4. Hole 4 is a nice forehand. It's a really good hole, and we've got an elevated basket, and there's OB slightly long. Toby's real first blemish of the round hits an early tree, but I'm there to back that up, although it is a little bit short. And then I decide to sail this over the basket, knowing that I can run it in full confidence. Toby's putt was feeling good, so he's going to go ahead and jam this one right in there on the elevated basket to keep us at a perfect pace.
Come on, get around it.
Next up we have another par 4. There's a couple of options here. You can try lace one down the tunnel like Toby, but hit the late tree, but it's down there, so I'm going to go risky out over the oval, which is OB, with a flex forehand, and that's going to skip back in quite nicely, and that's going to be right there. Toby not quite giving the look that he wanted to give that. Toby was very apologetic for his not very good shots, but it's fine, Toby, I got you back. So I laid that one up and we tapped in for a birdie. This next hole, it's quite tight. It's probably about a 70 metre tunnel all the way up. And there's a footpath which runs across the hole, which is OB. We ended up taking mine, which kicked right. Both gave that some runs, but they weren't that good. Take our first par of the round. This hole's probably the toughest on the course. Low ceiling, it's about 100 metres. You just sort of got to slide one up there. Toby hits early. I throw bars and pretty much lace it, but I get a not very favourable kick at the end, but it's still nice and close. But then basket has no interest in catching our discs though. It's left side, but it's caught a decent amount of chance. They are 10th baskets though. So unfortunately there, we've both had a bit of a blemish on the green, and we're taking 2 pars in a row. Toby laces hole 2, well normal hole 2, it's about 7 or 8, I think it's hole 8 for the tournament. But he backs it up with a big make, as I run that in for him. Quite excited about that one. At this point Toby's putt's feeling good, so he's putting everything first. Take the pressure off him, and then I'm there to back up if he misses. Toby gives us a look on this hole, but I go the untraditional route It's a small gap, hyzer forehand. Leave that one a little bit long, but you know Toby's going to go along and clean that up for another birdie. Back on the train, we're at 8 down. This hole, downhill par 3. Toby with the PA3. That's sliding up there, that's inside circle. And what event would I be playing without throwing a 2? So there we go. But Toby's managed to put it a bit closer. And once again, Jam City, 9 down.
Oh, hyzer. Come on, come back. Whee.
The leaves on this hole have gotten a lot longer over the years, and the straight gap through the middle isn't really the line, so it's more of an overstable fairway, just up high and just let it fade back, but you can't let it fade back too much. Toby was a little bit right, I went a little bit long, but it looked pretty good off the tee. Toby with his first real miss on the green, other than the first hole, but yeah, that's why I'm there to back it up. Go ahead and make that putt. This is normal hole 6 of the course. It's quite tough. If you got it, it's a low forehand skip round the left. Toby hit an early tree unfortunately, and this one decided to lift up into the tree, and I'm not quite sure why, considering we had a tailwind. We have a long look though. I did my best to stand right in the way of the camera, as you'll see for a lot of shots. Straight off the top of the tray. That was a fairly good bid. That'll be our 3rd par of the round. This hole is another temp hole. It's very, very low ceiling straight shot with a little bit of a finish to the left. Toby laces it but gets some bad skip off to the left and leaves us with an edge of C2 putt. I hit early. And there we go, another par. This hole is one of the tougher ones on the course. It's a low ceiling hyzer for the righty. Toby hits early and I flip one up perfect, and it skims about 1 leaf on the right side and just decides to drop down and leave us in C2. I was a bit disappointed about that. A couple of bad breaks with skips and foliage hitting. I thought I made that, but it just got smacked down by the wind. Another par. We got 1 hole left. Toby's going for the overline. So this hole goes very far to the left, and it's really tough to get a backhand skip all the way around. Toby leaves it a little bit wide, hits a tree. I stick with the overline, and the headwind flips the Venom over, and then it decides to come backwards by about 30 meters, and yeah, doesn't really give us a look. Toby's putt lifted up and went left, so I went off that and decided to just drop and stay out right. So we got a bit of a tester here to finish the round for par, but no worries for Toby. So that'll finish us at 10 down for the round. Having a look at some scores after the first round, Paddy Wilson and Damon Williams with the hot 12 down. Me and Toby are tied with former Australian disc golf doubles champions Connor and Alex. After a quick game of paper scissors rock against Alex in the lunch break, I landed ourselves on lead card. We're only 2 back of the leaders here, so we're looking to put as much pressure on them as we can, but we also have to remember we have the national doubles champions right on our tail. Toby goes and throws it a bit left, leaves us just outside circle, but I'll go ahead and fix that one up and put that to about 5 meters so Toby can cash this one in for the birdie.
Come on, yes! Yes, Toby, come on!
Have about 6 left, unfortunately Toby hitting the right side chains on that one. Putting a little bit of pressure on myself, but I'll go clean that one up for the birdie. 2 down through 2 for the round.
Yep.
12 down total. Still 2 back.
No, that's good, Toby.
We'll have a look. I think it might be in a nicer spot.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so good, Toby. That's so good.
I don't know what we're going to do. don't mind it. Good up. Good up.
After birding the first 3 holes, we realised we were on one. We were both putting and throwing the disc really well and leaving ourselves in positions where we can make stress-free birdies. But it wasn't just us who was playing well. Paddy and Damon were also cashing putts from downtown, as we see Damon make a big one there on the elevated basket. But no worries for Toby, as he'll make that one as well. Both teams are 4 down through 4.
Oh, you're kidding.
Toby kicks OB on that one, so I'm going to decide to go the riskiest line you possibly can on this hole, straight over the OB, but it's going to hyzer back safe, leaving us an easy birdie.
Go. Oh, what a wonderful. Yes, Toby. Don't just stop. Oh yeah, just kick. Yeah, okay. Go on.
Toby went ahead and laced this hole, and so did I. He got a late kick left. I pushed through a little bit further, but hit an unlucky late tree, and it's going to end up outside circle. So we're going to take our first par for the round. But good for us, Paddy and Damon did as well. So we're going to move to the next hole, still 2 back. At this point, we were starting to think that Damon and Paddy were unstoppable, as they were also throwing the disc very well and making putts from everywhere, until finally, they messed up. Gave us a little bit of hope, but we knew we had to keep pushing and getting as many birdies as we can.
Sit.
At this point, we'd only missed 1 hole, but plenty of holes to play, plenty of things to still happen, plenty of birdies to still get. Here I go that wide forehand line, it's going to skip up. Fly right past the chains. That's going to be a nice birdie for us. Unfortunately, Damon has a rough spit out, which definitely cost them the stroke. That should have caught for sure. But just like that, it's going to tie it up. But the job's not done. We need a birdie out, or at least as many as we can.
Yep.
Get up.
This is the first hole where the biggest dogs didn't capitalise as much as we hoped to off the tee, leaving us a long putt into the headwind. Toby flies that one over the top, and I thought I made this, but it didn't have the swing. And just like that, we had a comebacker for the par, as Damon and Paddy tapped in for their birdie. We just tied things up with Paddy and Damon at 19 down. But we also have the Australian doubles champions, Alex and Connor, who have just gone on a birdie streak to also tie things up at 19 down. We have a 3-way tie coming into the final stretch. We knew we just had to play our game, get as many birdies as we can in this final stretch to give ourselves the best chance.
Come on.
Toby's going to go ahead and make a very clutch putt into the headwind. Skims a bit of leaves, didn't take it off the line though. We're going to take the birdie on 6, but so did Paddy and Damon, still tied up. Bang, another birdie from Toby. Gets us to 21 down. But once again, that's a birdie that Paddy and Damon got.
Behind the tree. Come on. Yes, Toby. Come on.
Toby went and made the clutchest putt of the tournament, giving us a one-stroke breathing room between Paddy, Damon, Alex and Connor, with 2 to play.
Okay, it's a long putt, that's fine.
Come on, get left now. Get left.
I went ahead and threw one of my best shots of the day, parked on the spike hyzer. I also went and won myself a CTP. 1 to play. All we had to do was birdie.
Oh,
Toby's going to go and lace one up the fairway. It's hit some leaves, but it's way up there, leaving us a good opportunity for the birdie. I'm going to go and do the same, except just a little bit further, leaving us in position to get the birdie, as Toby unfortunately hooks a forehand onto his finger, onto the tree to leave us with work to do. But that's why we're playing doubles. I'm going to go ahead and put that one close as Toby taps in for the win. After a tight final stretch, we managed to shoot a lights out neg 14 and neg 24 total. This left us 2 strokes clear of Connor and Alex and Paddy and Damon. This meant I've won my 3rd MPO doubles title and Toby his 1st. Overall, crowning the biggest dogs as the WA doubles champions for 2023.